Christine. All right, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Happy Martin Luther King Day. It's a great day to think about the quantifiable value of our character, not the color of our skin or how messy your hair is like mine. I'm pre-workout right now, so here we go. Anyway, let's Hi,
Christine. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. Thank you for waking up early.
Well, thank you. I just heard you on Clubhouse. That was so cool.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I saw. It's so cool. Get the little notification, and so I jumped into the room, and then like 3 or 4 minutes later, they're like, "Oh, and David Meltzer's here." Da da da. I was like, "What? That's amazing! I'm going to talk to him in like 5 minutes. This is like." Blows my mind.
I'm trying to check it out as much as I can too. We're going to start doing some more stuff on Clubhouse, and I encourage people to join because I think it's so easy. It's like a live podcast, people can, because it's audio, it's easy. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Notification policies are good. So anyway, how can I help you?
Wanted to say, oh, I have curly hair too. Are you kidding me? I put a lot of stuff in this to maintain. Anyway, so this weekend, oh my gosh. So Friday night with the 2-minute drill was amazing. It was so funny. I was still, even like before watching it live, I was still like, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. And then it like happened. And I'm just like, I'm jumping up and down in my living room. My dog is like, what is happening? I'm like, the biggest thing ever. And I just, thank you so much. And just listening to the feedback again was unbelievable. And you gave me amazing feedback. And you also like just supported me so well, and how you said it, like it was amazing. Thank you. So anybody watching, whoever wants to apply, y'all, seriously, I tried like 10 times to fill out the dang form and I kept psyching myself out. Just do it. So thank y'all. My question for today is last Thursday on your office hours with Blaine Barnett, there was a man, Mike, I believe, was talking about 5G, excuse me.
Yeah. He said that the internet.
Yes. I understand what all those words mean separately. Can you help me understand what in the world that even means? Like, how are you taking that?
I'm glad you got that takeaway, because it was the most powerful thing I probably heard the whole week, because I never thought about the power of processing, downloading, the speed of access. So when he's talking about redistributing the internet, right now, to get the internet, there's only so many things that you can get on your phone. There's only so many things you can get in your home. There's even almost, limited things you can get on your laptop, determinative upon where you're at. Because of 5G, when it actually comes out, because it's just in limited spaces right now, but when it's actually everywhere, 5G will redistribute all the content to anywhere you want. It's the closest that will come to ubiquity. It'll allow voice and video and streaming all to be placed wherever you want to place it. It redistributed. You won't have to just have it on your laptop because it's, or you won't have to just do it at your home because that's where you have the high-speed access. You won't have to be plugged into a wall if you're doing business, with, huge files being transferred. It will redistribute the entire internet. And that is disruptive, but it also represents opportunities for everyone when you start looking at what you do or what you want to do and say, you know what, it's just a short amount of time before this can be redistributed anywhere, any place, anytime. And if you don't know what the word ubiquity means, look it up, because that would help define redistribution of the internet.
Thank you. That's super helpful. Do you have like, how are you, I mean, obviously you're thinking about it, but sorry?
Clubhouse is a good example. So I'm spending a lot of time learning about Clubhouse because right now, voice, because it has such a low packet of data, it allows you to be distributed almost anywhere, right? We can do it in our car, we could do it on our phone, we could do it on our computer, we could do it through Alexa, we could do it on our TV, we could do it through our watch. So what I'm trying to understand is, okay, here's all the applications of voice and the monetization of that voice, because it's the closest to ubiquitous that we have, because I want to plan and see, okay, imagine if we could do this, like I'm driving and there's a little thing on my window shield that allows me to do, video or to stream myself or my ideas, whatever it may be. So that's what the example would be, to strategize towards the future.
It's brilliant. Thank you for letting me tap into your insight on that. Appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow.
You're awesome on the show, by the way. Beautiful, charismatic, intelligent. We certainly appreciated you.
Thank you.
Right on. All right, my man Dan.
Good morning, Dave.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Doing great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got some snow there?
A little bit. Yeah.
We're sunburned at 80 degrees.
Oh man. Well,
like literally last 2 nights, living in California, or at least Southern California, I have never, summer, winter, spring, or fall, had 2 more beautiful evenings. Temperature was, you couldn't feel, it was, I don't know what happened, but it was absolutely insane how perfect the weather was. Not to make you guys jealous.
You totally.
And we pay a shitload to live here.
Oh,
That makes me feel better.
I know. Real quick. So I'm sure you see deals where someone hits all the marks, the reasons, the impact, the credibility, and it's still not a fit for you.
Your deal's not a fit for me because of timing. So that's the only reason. You hit every single mark. So you just need to find people who are looking in that space at that timing.
Right.
Because obviously you're a little bit earlier in the stage of my life at 53, right, where I have a 7-year plan to 60. And with the, annuitized revenue that I have, that's just the only reason. And I probably should have articulated it better too, moving through 1,000 emails, but it's timing, emotion, and value. And you nail the value, you nail the emotional side, meaning the entrepreneur is a superstar. I'll bet on the jockey. It's just the timing. Like I have a certain amount of money that I put towards a certain amount of things, and for the timing that I look at,
your personal timing. You don't mean my timing
my timing. Yeah, my investment timing. Yeah.
Right.
People, like when I get an investment, the first thing I look at to easily qualify it for me is timing and risk tolerance. So risk tolerance includes emotional value and value. Sure. And then if it passes that test, then I just go to timing and say, okay, if I invest 100 grand in Dan today, when will I actually see a return on my investment? And if it doesn't fit into my predetermined plan, then I'm like, I'll just support him and find someone whose timing's right, which is what I'm happy to do because I believe in you and the company.
That would be awesome. Yeah, whatever in that realm, whatever comes to your mind, either right now or in the near future, send them my way.
And lesson learned for everyone listening. Look, don't be afraid to ask someone, hey, when I'm talking about that RIC, reasons, impacts, and capability, open-ended question, one of the open-ended questions I don't hear that often is, what is your timing and risk tolerance? Have someone articulate that, because you can then conform your deal and align it with that timing and risk tolerance and package it that way towards them.
Yeah, well, we see this properly funded as a 5-year exit.
Yeah.
Okay, I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. Last time I asked a question, it was about Facebook, and you knocked it out of the park, of course, and I've been running with that ever since. Do you know any Amazon experts or services that help someone clear up their Amazon deal and figure all that out?
Oh yeah, I have several. So I'll just email me. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
Really
all
good
right.
people. So
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy the weather.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.
Enjoy your cost of living.
We will.
All right. Thanks. Fair enough. Thanks. You can always visit here. It's cheaper. All right. Oh my goodness. Elliot, can I just tell this story? I just got to tell this story real quick, okay? Because this was incredible. And it, of course, it's you. But this guy calls me and he says that he found an article. The American Way magazine featured me in December and January. And I was a little bit bummed because they gave it to me because it was supposed to be the most traveled months of the year. But because of COVID, historically, it wasn't as great as it normally is. But moreover, this guy says he's reading the article in American Way magazine, and he wakes his wife up. He's flying to Chicago. He wakes his wife up and he says, I got to meet this guy. this guy, he needs to mentor me. This guy's incredible. Have you ever heard of Dave Meltzer? And his wife's like, I never heard of Dave Meltzer. No. And so then he gets off the plane and he says he's talking to his friend. And he said, I read this great article in American Way magazine. And have you ever heard of Dave Meltzer? And there he was, Elliot, going, are you kidding me? Dave Meltzer mentors me. Your buddy called me.
Yeah. Yes, the guy from Chicago. Yes, yeah. I told him.
That's crazy.
You got to do his course. I told him to sign up.
He did. He'll be in our group. But yeah, I couldn't believe that story. So I'm like, what chances is that? That's amazing.
I actually already told a good 20, 30 people because you always tell me you want to have value, just tell people about me.
Yeah, that's right. Share my content and do good deeds. That's easy.
Yeah, that
cool.
is a small world.
Well, how can I help you? How can I help you?
3 things, real quick. What happened when the wealth tax goes up in California? Are you gonna be like Joe Rogan and move to Texas?
Only if somebody offers me $100 million for my podcast, then I'll think about it. But otherwise,
okay. So the first question is, I'm about to run into a deal, so I would like to do a one-on-one coaching. And then I will email you. But the real first question is, what is a basic principle of how to scale a business?
3 things. Number 1, you have to determine your learning stage. Meaning when you're scaling a business, it's about what's it going to take to grow. So what I do is I take all the different things within the context of my business, especially the employees, and I put a break-even mark on it. That's what I call the learning curve. Meaning if I hire Elliot, how long will it take me till he breaks even? Meaning he makes me as much
money. The salary.
Yes, salary or commission or whatever it may be. And then I go ahead and I do that for even for a printer, right? How long will it take for me? Because remember, we give meaning to everything we see. So I look at a printer and I say, okay, how long will it take me to break even on my printer or on my car or on a box? Right now, I don't go down to micro details, but on bigger things like employees, 401ks, I really look at the meaning behind it, the cause and effect of it. And so I get to some mark of breaking even. Then I create a plan that's an execution stage, which says, what's my expectation of Elliot? Do I want to make 2 times what I pay him, 3 times what I pay him, 10 times what I pay him? And I get to that stage. And I do that with my building. I do that with my insurance, bigger items. And then I have an equity stage or an annuity stage that says, okay, how long will it take till I can provide Elliot, an option plan in my company? Or how long will it take before, I can annuitize what I'm doing? Meaning I don't have to do anything. It just pays me every single month, for whatever it is. So start looking at things into those 3 stages, learning stage. And I got a document. If you email me with the one-on-one request, I'll send you the document for how to scale a business, which has all 3 of these and will remind you what I talked about.
Yeah. So because I'm about to close a new deal. And even the first time I emailed you was the one-on-one request, but then some stuff happened with COVID. So I try to hold on to cash more.
Yeah. Good. When everybody's ready to upgrade, I'm ready.
Anything else, I'll email you, man. I love you so much. Thank you. And God bless you.
God bless you. You're a man. Thanks, Elliot. I'll look for your email.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Hi.
You were slow this morning.
No. Okay. What? No, this is what happened. I was there. I was ready. I pressed it right when it came out and I updated my computer and Google Chrome said, can we use your microphone? And I accidentally said no. And so then they were like, we can't use your microphone. So I had to go into settings. It was this whole thing and I was freaking out, but I'm here.
All right. I'm glad. I got one.
Hey, all right. My question, I guess. So you know how, I don't know, I'm doing this work and I work myself and stuff. And I don't know. Then I kind of look back and see how I don't want to say mean I was, but bad. No, I'm not a bad person, but I don't know.
Let me stop you there.
What?
Whenever I look back and I look at things that I may not be that impressed with, right? All I tell myself is, man, have I grown a lot, and I'm proud of myself. right? There's no reason to stumble on the roadblocks behind you. There's no reason to beat yourself up. There's no reason to put judgments and conditions on past acts. If you would have known me when I was your age, you would have been disgusted. You would be like, oh my God, I'll never have that guy help me. But moreover, I'm proud, right? I'm proud of how much I've grown, how much I've learned, and I forgive myself for the stupid shit that I did.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. It'll help. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, yeah. But I don't like, yeah. I don't like looking back and
Yeah, don't stumble on the roadblock. I mean, literally, don't stumble on the roadblocks behind you. It's just be proud of yourself that you've grown and you're aware of it, and just don't do it anymore or do better in the future. It's easy. Makes your life so great. The only one that really cares is you.
I guess.
Trust me. Those people that you attracted while you were doing those things, they've either grown as well or they're still in that same place, and you don't want to be around them anyway, so you'll repel them away for the snapshot that occurred in the past, and it's actually protecting you as a positive thing, not necessarily a negative thing.
Okay. All right.
That's a while, okay?
Okay.
All right. I didn't mean to stifle you. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Keep your
Have a
microphone.
good week.
You too.
What? Oh.
Keep your microphone on.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you. Bye-bye. Janine, how are you? I love seeing everyone in their hats and coats. This is awesome.
I know it's not usually that cold. Well, I guess it is winter, but hey, I wanted to ask what is your involvement specifically with the AC Green Foundation or with the Esports Academy?
You know, I'm an advisor with them. They're friends of mine, and so I do not have heavy involvement other than the relationships with the highest people there, and also advise them when they need me. I do a lot within esports now, and so a lot of people want to use me or my relationships or my name in order to help effectuate accelerating their business, especially in esports.
Okay, because well, I talked to Jerome. So Jerome did kindly provide a letter as an educator, and he wrote it, you know, from the professor's standpoint. Since our SIBR proposal for Zoptics requires one person from an educational institution, which is Jerome, and 3 letters of support for commercialization from companies or organizations. So we have 2, and a third contact who promised to do it has not delivered the letter yet, and our proposal is due in a few days. I did reach out to some people over the weekend, but I haven't heard back. So I was wondering if you may consider writing a letter to support the commercialization of Zoptics.
If you could write it, send it to me. I'll edit it and send it right back today.
Okay, thanks. What I've been doing is, it's supposed to be max a page. I've been giving people like a few bullet points about like just cover these things, but we haven't really been writing the letter for
That's fine.
people.
If you give me the bullet
okay?
points. Yeah, if it's 1 page, if you give me the bullet points, I'll get it done today.
All right. So is the AC Green Foundation, is that a good organization for you to write on behalf of, or would you do it just as David Meltzer?
I can do it for a variety of organizations. You know, do you want it in the esports world?
Well, we're more on the like the core education side. We're in priority. I'll send this info to you, but we're in priority area 5, which is reversing learning loss for the lowest performing students. So we are trying to actually help the students reach certain science and social studies standards in grades 3 through 8.
Yeah, I'll just pick one of the companies that are most aligned with it. If you give me the mission statement, I'll pick one of my companies that I'm most aligned with. I don't think the AC Green Foundation necessarily is the best at, you know, if we're going to go with the foundation, I'm chairman of the Unstoppable Foundation, where we build schools and have a college and a university and other things, and I'm also the chancellor of Junior Achievement University with Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, you know, the world thought leaders. So that may be the best place to write a recommendation from, as chancellor of Junior Achievement University.
of junior achievement? Yes, that would be awesome. Thank you, David. I really appreciate your help.
You got it. No problem. Thank you, Janine.
All right. Talk to you later.
Right on. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. There he is. Good morning, buddy.
Morning, man. How you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty good. I wanted to share kind of a win with the group.
Good.
I was featured on a podcast this weekend, and it was someone interviewing me basically about my book that's coming out, and I think it just felt really good to have feedback from those people that were listening, because we talked a lot about freedom, and how freedom for me anyways is my sort of number one benchmark in life, or my number one currency. And I was just curious to see how freedom, what you do to achieve freedom in your life.
You know, number one, I have two routines in order to attain freedom. You know, one is a set routine, specifically allowing me to follow my values, right? Freedom to me is to be able to make the choice and take action on the choice that I make with no restrictions. So believe it or not, routine, having a set routine and an adaptable routine allow me to clearly define what my what is, so that I can make sure that I'm free to do my what. So if I want to go swimming, am I free to go swimming? If I want to, speak on the street, am I free to speak on the street? If I want to go fly a private jet, am I free to go do so? So looking upon the routines, the set routine and the adaptive routine according to my what, then I'm able to determine what's stopping me from having the freedom. And so, that's where for me, my emotional shift came in the idea in my relationship with money, is that money went from worthiness and a definition of who I was into a key, an opportunity to be free, meaning that money doesn't buy me happiness or love. It just allows me to shop. And if I shop for the right things, then it allows me to be free. If I shop for the wrong things, I could put golden handcuffs on me, or cause myself harm or damage, or put myself into prisons of all types of literal and emotional and, illusionary states. So freedom to me is extremely important, and is definitely aligned and reconciled by my routine, because the key component in my routine setting is what, who, how. Stay present, practice ending fear, right? Those are 5 daily activities that I do. The what would be represented by, what do I want personally? What do I want experientially? What do I want giving wise? What do I want receiving wise? The who is, who has what I want, and can they give me directions to get there? So I need to ask for help and also provide service or value and help other people. The how is being a student, especially in my calendar, and utilizing these 2 routines, right? How am I going to be productive, accessible, and gracious with my time? How am I going to be free? Because if I'm productive, accessible, and gracious, I'm free. Then being present with that, doing things now, actually don't just sit around, actually get off my ass in the law of Goya. And then finally practicing ending fear, because fear are the handcuffs. Fear are the jail cell. Fear is the interference, the voids, the shortages, the obstacles from my freedom to get what I want.
Cool. Okay. And then last week, if I don't know if you remember, but I asked you about if you know anyone in the publishing world that could help out. So I had a great half-an-hour phone conversation with Cliff Carl. So he's agreed to take me on and help find an agent for me, which is amazing. So thanks for that. And so that's just kind of goes back to, I was never the guy that asked for help. Right, my ego got in the way. I got this, I can do it. But since I've shifted that, since I've been working with you, I'm definitely not worrying about my ego, and I'm like, I don't know everything. There's a lot of people out there that do. So that was another win for me last week. So thanks again for that, and hope you have an awesome week yourself.
You got it, T. Take care. Thank you.
Okay, see you, buddy.
Have a great week.
You too.
All right, here he is.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing? You had a great weekend. Christina, congratulations to you too on the show, and Elliot has a new opportunity. We just heard another two big opportunities, a lot of good stuff happening in 2021, it looks like. And so I'm going to take us more into the woo part. Again, I have a question around creativity, vision, and things of that nature. So we have the past, as you would say, and that's for historic reasons, and we learn from it, and we move forward. The future could lead us into projecting too much on what could possibly or not possibly happen, and so we practice trying to be present. And when we are present, and as entrepreneurs, we all have this opportunity to have this vision that we bring forward, and thus that part. So first is past, present, future, is that creative piece. When you're in that and you just go into this zone of creation, problem solving, is that a confluence of all, or does that fit cleanly into, hey, that's really the future? Not that that's the biggest piece, I'm just interested in that, but do you have a process for getting yourself into that zone to do that? That's the real question behind it.
Yeah. So number one, yes, you're in a space between limitlessness and infinity when you're co-creating. Remember, it's not you're creating, you're co-creating, and you're collaborating with everything. So then, moreover, there's two things that I do in order to effectuate that. One is meditation for 20 minutes in the morning. I use data meditation. You can use whatever you want to use. And the purpose is to co-create and to set forth my day in that mode of co-creation, but also to set a baseline so that I know where that point of co-creation is, so I can determine during the day, instead of the myth of Sisyphus, pushing the boulder to the top of the hill, having to come down, I now have a baseline that says, hey, this person doesn't make me feel good. I can't, it's interfering with my collaboration and co-creation, my expansion, acceleration, and growth. I need to let that person fall away or fire that person from my life, or this idea, or this book, or this podcast, or this business opportunity, whatever it may be. It's not in line with oneness of past, present, and future. So I think you're right on target with what you were saying, except for one thing. I think don't look at things as past, present, and future. Look at them as a continuum of one. Like, I believe that when we're in the space of co-creation, we're accessing, right, different periods or snapshots. And so, we can define it. Here's a neat way to define future, which is how I do it. Future is the things that already exist that I haven't accessed. Okay.
There's nothing new. I just haven't seen it, realized it yet.
I'm not aware of it, right? And so, or created or co-collaborated with it. Now, the past are things that I've accessed, and I can give it different meanings. But I can give it different meanings, right? Okay. So you understand, you can change your past. Like my bankruptcy, I changed. It went from being, the most challenging, awful, embarrassing, blah, 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 cancel, to the best thing ever.
Right. I wouldn't be here if not for that.
Right. The bankruptcy is the bankruptcy. It always existed.
Right. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. And there's not many people you can talk to about this kind of stuff, so I appreciate you for it. And
I appreciate
enjoy the rest of your day.
Same way. I get, you're like a dose of, for me, just a dose of inspiration going, okay, cool. I can go woo-woo for a couple of minutes without people going, oh shit, I can't listen to this guy. He's crazy.
Yeah. All right, great. Thanks again. I'll see you.
You got it. Thanks, Luke. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye.
Awesome. There she is. Hi, Kathleen.
Okay, great. Sorry, I'm on a new machine, so I'm like getting accustomed to all of the bells and whistles. How are you? Good morning.
I'm awesome.
Two things today. One will continue with the woo-woo, but the first thing is thank you and Colleen for making the connection with Bill. I have not received a response yet, and that's fine. What would be a reasonable amount of time to wait before I send off an email to Colleen just to check in?
Tomorrow after the holiday weekend. So
Got it. Okay.
Bill being an outdoorsman in Boise, kind of, in that hospitality space. I'm sure
Right.
he'll get back, but tomorrow's a good day.
Great. Yeah, I know timing and with folks that are in that industry, you have to really pace it appropriately.
Yep.
So my other question today is about disappointment, about your personal philosophy of dealing with disappointment, not in an activity, but in a person.
Yeah.
Like, let's say it's your young adult daughter or a business associate, somebody that chooses an action that is extraordinarily disappointing to you. You can't change it because that, the free will and all of that. So how do you address that for yourself and navigate that?
Mikey, can you hear me? All right, we're good. Kathleen, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remind myself that other people's actions that are disappointing to me did not happen to me. Mm-hmm. Right? They're not for me. These actions are through me, meaning that it's my job to understand them and to a person. And so for so it's not happening to me or for me, it's happening through me, and I have to determine if I want to be around it, if it, on the great feeding chain, is this person bleeding me, and determine upon my relationship, is that okay? Because some people, your employees and your kids are there to bleed you in some respects. You signed up for that. You're there to allow that, and so just in the variance chain, making a determination. I think the need to be offended is the biggest thing to overcome when people disappoint you, because I look within and ask myself, number one, why am I so offended by this? Why am I so disappointed by this? What needs to be done, for alignment with either my value system or to teach or to understand? Because some things are just some activities are so non-understandable that I have to go and delve into the understanding and say, hey, give me an idea, what you're thinking. What do you like about that? What don't you like about that? But minutes and moments, I stay in disappointment, in resentment, in offense, which are so closely tied, especially when individuals participate in activities that seem to be detrimental to ourselves or disappointing to us in our judgments and conditions that we place upon it without understanding. So I think starting with the fact that this isn't happening to you or for you, this is happening through you, and understanding alignment, all of these types of activities will be the best way to determine whether or not you want to help facilitate growth and change, or whether to fall away, or whether you want to fire it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks. My question stems from some choices that my son is currently making in response to the pandemic that I believe is potentially unsafe for him, as well as anybody who he's
How old is he?
Oh, he's 24.
Yeah, that's right. Right into the platform of, the problem with the pandemic is that you don't know what you don't know. And so, if I was 24 and with a perspective that nothing bad ever happens to me, and not understanding exponentiality and growth, and so you have to have understanding, and, maybe try explaining by asking, what give me your thought process. I'm really curious, where you're at with this, what you're doing, and then you can adjust their thought process and say, like my kids, but they're not around other people. Well, but they just took an Uber over here. How many people were in that Uber? And how many people's grandparents are with those kids that just were in that Uber tonight alone? And how viral is the disease, and what jeopardy and risk are you going to take? Not for yourself. I'll tell my kids all the time, I'm very certain with your immune system and genetics that this disease, whether you get it or not, is not going to affect you, but it will affect your grandma. Mm-hmm. Right. And other people's grandmas. And if you want to take that into consideration, then take that into consideration when you make your choices of what activities and what exposure you want to give to yourself. And it's your life, but take that into consideration. You know, I find it the same way, very difficult.
It is. It isn't very pleasant.
Yeah. No,
Especially for somebody who makes, I think, really excellent choices. I'd say 98% of the time.
Yeah,
So,
you have kids like mine, but they're, you know, unfortunately, you know, determined upon age. I tell people all this time, especially teenagers, right? I tell them all the time, I don't want to offend anyone. Teenagers are idiots. I don't care if they get straight A's and they're good kids, and they're the dumbest species alive. So,
right. All right. Beautiful. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Good question. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
All righty. So the look of the Irish. What's up, Patty O'Brien?
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm just here to listen.
How's the listening going so far?
Good. Good. I'm hearing some overlapping on the audio.
Yeah, me too. I wonder who that is. I'm terrific. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm just here to listen.
How's the listening? Oh yeah, just mute your Pat. Mute your thing.
Overlapping on the audio.
All right, I love that. He's awesome. Cool. I forget people just listen in. There's so many. So anyway, Gigi, good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were one of my first Instagram comments today. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of questions. I bought my mic, so that's why I'm asking, because I am preparing. So first of all, like I understand what 1% of the 1% means right now. And it means the one that are actually capable of empowering other people. It's not about being successful. It's about actually elevate others. Because I was spending time on Clubhouse, and you, Tom, Lisa, and a lot of people that I admire, they're not on the app. So I want to be in that category of people. And everybody's like 6, 7, 8 figure earners and how to get that. And if I go and tell the story of what happened to me and how I met you, what you said is the fate element of it. And also when I go in some groups, I know I'll say something and it triggers people. So I have a couple of questions. One of it is, should I go just do this, or should I don't know, should I just be myself, stand on my own and say, because everybody's using words like addiction, like this app is addicted. And I say, stop saying that. And they're like, no, we're all addicts. And I'm like, you don't understand the power of words. Like people actually don't understand the power of social media. You give your power to social media. And when I say that, I know it doesn't sit well with people. Like even with my Instagram, I started with 500 followers of my friends, and now I have almost 2,000 from America and United Kingdom. Like, I had no idea. I just started as a passion. So yeah, my question is, how do you first empower others? Like give that key of empowering and not BS around, because everybody is there to feel great.
Yeah. So not everybody, about 87%. I always say the percentage of lower vibration is about 87%. The ultimate determination is, for me, at lower vibration, somebody that will be told something and either immediately think it's true or take action upon it. So 87% of the people on Earth, for one reason or another, could be told to take another life, which ultimately is, to me, the most egregious understanding of life, because one branch would not hurt another branch. If we're all connected, you're killing yourself. But 87% of the people can be convinced for reasons or purposes to do that. And so, for people that want to have a higher self, people like you that want to elevate others and move it to 86% and 85%, we have to focus in on us and be consistent with our message. And it doesn't matter if you're popular. Like, you have 2,000 followers that believe in what you do. There's 4.8 billion people on the internet. Most of them don't know you, don't think about you. So what's the difference? So what you want to do is have the greatest impact that you can have by being you, just like Dr. Pimple Popper, and continue to tell people what you believe, who you are, in the name, which I know you are someone that's pursuing their potential, their higher self, with goodness and creativity and all the great things that you have, kindness, and keep doing it, sharing the people that are aligned with you, like Lisa and Tom and myself and several others, I'm sure, that, you know, believe in being kind to our future selves, believe in gratitude and forgiveness and accountability and inspiration. And, you know, if we can make the 13% turn into 14% and have them teach another percent, sooner or later, we'll have a collective consciousness that, you know, my goal is 1 billion people, over 1 billion people. That's still only 1/8 the people. So take the math of 1/8, right? It's about 13%, but we can create a collective consciousness that will have a greater impact with just 13% of the people all aligned with positive thinking and positive actions.
Okay, and my second question is, so I almost got a client, but I'm like, I'm not gonna focus of not them taking me on. I'm gonna focus on what have I learned from it. So do I just, and I didn't went, actually, I just had a conversation with a friend and he's like, you need to start charging people because I help them for free. Like you're investing all of this. And do I need to focus on targeting people or just let things happen and just put in the work? Because for me is,
Yeah, well, I think when you say target, that's attention plus intention. So yes, you should be putting your attention on the people and putting your intention, what you think, say, do, believe, your personality traits, asking how you could be of service or value, but also asking, do you know anybody that can help me? I'm looking for some more clients that I can elevate. Here's the capabilities I have, the skills, the knowledge, the desire that I have in order to effectuate it. Do you know anyone that can help me? And do it in person, on the phone, via email, traditional and social media. And you can check that quantitatively, how much you're asking. The more that you ask, the more you'll receive.
and my third question is, how do you get all these amazing guests on your podcast? Like I don't know. I know everybody talks about how
35 years of being kind, 35 years of, you know, building relationships with people, asking how can I be of service or value. It didn't happen overnight. I think my last post you may have even commented on, right?
Yeah.
The overnight success happens in the average of 17 and a half years. And I can show people mathematically why it happens. Remember, you're not halfway there time-wise. You're halfway there energy-wise, meaning exponential growth. You can accelerate that, but you know, the truth is 2 turns to 4, 4 turns to 8, 8 turns to 16. And so you're 50% of the way there, one segment away from the amount of time that it takes. You're 50% of the way there, one segment of time. So if it's going to take you 20 years, you'll be to get to 50% of the way here, it takes 19 years. If you want to do 100 years, it would be 99 years. If it's 10 years, it would be 9 years. So you're not 50% of the way. With exponential growth, compound interest, and acceleration. And remember, even worse, perspective-wise, you're only 25% of the way 2 years before your totality. So if your goal is 10 years, it takes 8 years to get to 25%. If it's 100 years, it would take you 98 years to get to 25%. That's why people quit, because they don't understand the total blend of persistence and patience. They don't understand exponentiality. They don't understand aggregation and compound interest, but you do. And that 2,000 will be 4,000. The 4,000 will be 8,000. And you're going to elevate others to elevate themselves. And you're going to speed it up, accelerate it by asking for help and asking how you could be of service or value. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. Yeah. And now if someone sends me a message, I ask, how can I be of service? And everybody's shocked by that question.
It blows me away too. I can't believe how many people get back to me going, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, I did say that, but no, answer me. How can I be of service? You need to meet a publishing consultant? Okay, I'll make an introduction. Oh, you need me to write a recommendation letter? That's not a problem. But people won't ask. And then they're blown away. You're like, let me know how I could be of service. If I can do it, I'll do it. Just like do it now, right? If I can do it, I do it. If not, it goes into a repository, or I delegate it, or something else. I mean, Roosevelt's matrix of importance versus urgency is a key component of effectuating the efficiencies of understanding prioritization and how we get things done. And also, one other key component, GJ, is just saying no. right? Sorry, I don't know anyone, or I can't help you. And that's, all the things that people love Gary Vee or hate Gary Vee about. The one thing I love about him that he taught me, besides post as much as I can, the other lesson that he taught me is just fucking say no. Excuse my language. Like, just tell people, I don't know. And I used to love when he just cut me out. I'd ask him something thinking he would know about it. He's like, I don't know shit about that. Like, literally, I don't know anybody to help you. I can't help you. I don't know anything. And I love that, because I was like the king of bullshitters, to be like, let me look and find, I'm sure. Oh yeah, not anymore. It's like, dude, I don't know anything about that.
I actually did that with someone who was like, I'm a coach, I'm not a therapist, so I can't help you.
Yeah.
Like, everybody will just want self-awareness, as Gary Vee talks about, it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm in a group on Instagram with D-Rock.
Yeah, D-Rock's a good friend of mine. So
yeah, like, for me, all of you were so far away, and now I'm like, because someone I built a relationship was like, I have this networking group and D-Rock is part of it. Do you want to jump on? So like, yeah, sure. You could never know who you meet, but if you're genuine and kind and honest, you're gonna win in the end. Because when I posted months ago, no one was looking. Like, but I just did it and come here every week. So, yeah.
Make it happen. Awesome. Thank you.
See you.
See you. All right, everyone. It's a holiday. Let's all respect the content of our character today, find the appreciation of the similarities of everyone, and appreciate our differences. Most importantly, remember, you can take a weakness of somebody, move it to a different place, and it becomes a strength. I appreciate everybody spending the time here today with me. Training this Friday is BYOQ. Bring your own questions. I'll bring the answers. We have Instagram Live this afternoon, after school edition. Trainings Fridays. 2-minute drill is doing well. It should be up on Amazon sometimes this week. 2 episodes have aired on Bloomberg television, and it's a lot of fun. So check it out. And if you want to apply, ask the people that have applied. We have a lot of fun, and you get special consideration if you're in my group. So there's a lot of exposure, and there is $50,000 of cash and prizes, by the way, each episode. Anyway, remember, everybody, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mikey and Justin, for coming on. Everybody give a big thanks on a holiday. We're closed today in honor of Martin Luther King, but they decided they would wake up early and do this for me. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Now go play golf or do something fun. See you guys later. Bye.